guys, we're back again with Cooped Up Cooking with Chef Amy. We're doing episode 2 today, and we're going to be doing some baked eggs. Now, you've caught me washing my hands. Last time you may not have caught me washing my hands. I just want to clarify with everyone, this is always the first step when we come in the kitchen. And yeah, I've been lathering for just over 30 seconds now. We're going to give it a good rinse. All right, that's important. Turn off that tap. Give it a good dry. Now, like I said, we're doing baked eggs. Another name for this sometimes is shakshuka, depending on the ingredients that you're using. I'm going to show you what you need, and I'm going to show you a few extra ingredients to add as well, okay? So come over here, and on my cutting board here I have the main ingredients that we need for the whole process. 1 to 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 to 2 teaspoons of paprika, depending on how much spice you like. I like 2 teaspoons. You might want less, maybe do 1 at home. I also have half a teaspoon of salt and a pinch of black pepper. And right up the top here, we have some chili flakes. This is totally optional. If you don't like spice, leave that out, okay? Now we have 4 eggs at the top here. Those are gonna be baked in a tomato sauce. And the tomato sauce is gonna be sauteed off with some onion, and it's also gonna be sauteed off with some garlic. And some carrot as well. On your newsletter at home, if you received the Nourish newsletter with the baked eggs recipe, it's going to tell you to add 2 peppers. We're taking that out and using a carrot because that's what we have at home right now. Some extra ingredients I'm going to add that are optional but not necessary. I'm going to add in some chickpeas for some extra protein. I'm going to add in some avocado at the end on top, and I'm also going to make a little yogurt sauce with some parsley and a little bit of lemon. This is not necessary, but it will be a great addition. So you can switch that up at home as well. Okay guys, so we're going to start with the first step, which is cutting the onion. I'm going to show you my way that I do it at home. You can do it how you like. This is for me the best way to cut an onion. And my cameraman is a little mad right now because I'm sharing all of my secrets in the kitchen, but I'm going to show you anyways. So here we go. So with the onion, there's 2 ends. There's the top end, there's the bottom end, okay? So you always want to leave the bottom end intact. It holds the onion together, okay? So we're going to take the top end off, and this is for dicing an onion. The top end comes off, and then we go in half through the root, trying to keep 2 pieces of root end on either side, okay? There goes my oven. That's preheating. So now we're going to pull this off. Here and here. Speaking of preheating your oven, guys, you'll probably want to preheat your oven to 375 before you get started as well, okay? So with the onion, we're going to do 3 cuts, all right? So the first cut we're going to do is going to be going this way, okay? So we're going to keep our hand nice and flat. We're going to keep our fingers up, and we're going to use this part of our hand right here to hold the onion down, okay? So keeping it steady and keeping our fingers up. We're going to go across once and twice, okay? That's our first cut, this way. Second cut, we're going to go across this way. Again, keeping the root intact, all right? So here we go. All right? And then we're going to come across this way, all right, guys? So, and you'll see from that, you get beautifully diced onions, okay? All right, beautiful. Next, we're gonna mince up some garlic for our tomato sauce. I won't bore you, mincing garlic's pretty straightforward, but quick tip, use the backside of your knife like this and this part of your hand, give it a good smash. That'll loosen up the skin so you can just peel it off like that. I like to take off the end, and then I will just get mincing. Okay guys, I just want to talk about the carrot that I'm using here. He's looking a little rougher around the edges, but we're going to use him anyways. Old stuff in your fridge, you would be surprised. It's probably okay a lot of the time. Something else that you could use this for, if he was a little bit like, he's nice and firm, so that's how I know he's not totally bad. If he was a little wilty, he'd be great for veggie stock, and we'll talk about that on another day. But when you peel this guy, he's totally fine underneath. So with your veg, you know, check it out. If it's still nice and firm and it's just looking gross on the outside, give it a peel. It's probably actually fine to use. Something else to never waste, and I'm sure lots of you know this, is bananas that are turning black, right? You could make banana bread, banana muffins, all kinds of things. My favorite thing to do with this at the moment, for breakfast most mornings, we actually just take 2 or 3, usually about 3 eggs and 1 banana. I mash it up, mix it together, and you can make pancakes with 2 ingredients. Boom. Add a little cinnamon or vanilla if you really want, but slap on some peanut butter for some protein and you have yourself an amazing meal right there. Okay. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be cooking my shakshuka or baked eggs in this skillet. The skillet's great because it can go from stovetop to oven. It's metal top to bottom. If you don't have a skillet at home that is oven safe, you're going to make your sauce in a fry pan and then you're going to transfer your sauce into a casserole dish. Alright, something that looks like this. This size here would be great for 4 eggs. If you have a bigger family, you can do something bigger. If you're one person, maybe go for something half the size, okay? That would be good for 2 eggs. Okay guys, so we're getting ready to cook now. In my pan I have a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of butter. You can use whatever oil you're comfortable using at home. If that's veg oil, olive, whatever. Just remember that olive oil and butter have a lower smoke point, so make sure your temperature isn't up too high. You just want to saute. Going in here right now, we have half a carrot. We have a whole small red onion, and that's about a tablespoon of garlic. That is a hearty amount of garlic. I love garlic. If you don't, do less, okay? So I've got my pan heating up here. We're on a medium heat. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to test to see where we're at here. If I hear a good sizzling, and I do, I'm going to add in my ingredients. So first thing to go in is going to be the carrot. And that's going to go in with our onion, and we're just going to saute that on a medium heat until the onion is translucent and the carrot has cooked a bit. We won't add the garlic yet because the garlic is going to take a lot less time to cook. It's a much smaller piece. And then in there, at the end, when I add the garlic, we're also going to add our spice mix. And we're going to toast that off for a couple of minutes, okay? Okay guys, so this has been cooking for a couple of minutes now and my onions are starting to get a little bit translucent. So at this stage, I am going to add in my garlic. There we go. Let that go. And then we're also going to add in those spices that we measured out before. So like I said, I'm adding quite a lot of spices. That's because I like a lot of flavor. Okay? And the reason we're adding this in now and not to the sauce is to actually let the spices toast a little bit, to bring out their flavors more. And what we'll do at the end of toasting it is we're going to deglaze with our tomato sauce here. I'm using tomato passata, but you could use a can of diced tomatoes that have been blended. You could use a can of pasta sauce. You could use, oh my goodness, basically anything tomatoey that you can get into a bit of a pureed form, okay? You might need to add a little tomato paste. Or if you have a very thick tomato sauce, you might need to add a little bit of water actually to thin it out, because you will lose some liquid as we cook. So these are toasting really nicely, and if you were here you would smell that. It smells so good. And we're going to leave that for about another minute and then we're going to deglaze. Okay guys, so that's toasted off quite nicely now, and I'm just going to deglaze with my tomato sauce here. And now once we've done that, what you'll want to do is really scrape the bottom of your pan. Wooden spoon is best for this, especially if you have a non-stick pan. You don't want to scrape the bottom of that. And then you're actually just scraping all of the flavor that's cooked on there right into your sauce, okay? Now we're going to let this sauce heat up before we add the eggs. And I'm going to let it reduce a tiny little bit. And then what we'll do is we're going to make a little well, and we're going to pop the eggs in, and it's going to go into the oven. Okay guys, so I'm just letting my sauce reduce a little bit to thicken it up before it goes in the oven so that we can make a nice well for our eggs. The other thing I'm adding in too, you could add in black beans, you could add in kidney beans, you could add in like baked beans, whatever you want. I'm gonna add some chickpeas, that's what I like in my shakshuka. White beans are also really nice. I'm gonna do half a can. And I'm just gonna let that warm up. Okay guys, so I've got this mixture nice and hot now, and that's gonna really help with the cooking process. We're gonna create a well with our spoon like this, and I've got my egg cracked into here already, so we're just gonna pop that into our well, kind of dig it open, and then spoon a bit of sauce on top, okay? And that's how you're gonna pop your eggs in, all right? Okay guys, this guy is ready to go in the oven. We've welled our eggs. They're all kind of tucked in our sauce there. I have my oven at 375. The recipe reads 350. My oven is not very strong, so I've upped that temperature a little bit. And this is ready to go in now. So here we are. And onto the middle shelf for about 12 minutes. Have a look at 12, see how the eggs are. You want them a little bit jiggly still, but you want all that white cooked. Okay guys, so here I have the ingredients that are going to go on top of my shakshuka that is baking in the oven. And this is a yogurt sauce I'm making, totally optional, you don't have to have this. In here I have yogurt, lemon zest, black pepper, and parsley. If you keep cooking and watching my show, you'll come to learn that I love lemon and lime zest, and we'll show you a few different ways you can use that. I'm also going to sprinkle as a garnish some more parsley, a little bit of chickpeas, and then I'm going to cut up some avocado to put on top. And to really elevate the flavor, I'm going to add some lemon wedges that we can sprinkle on ourselves. And we also have some beautiful crusty bread in the toaster that I made a couple of days ago. Okay guys, this is coming out of the oven. It's been in for about 15 now. I actually moved it from the middle rack to the top rack to make sure we got the top of the whites cooked, okay? Okay guys, I'm just going to garnish this up now, and we are going to sprinkle on some chickpeas. And we're going to sprinkle on, actually we're going to scoop on a little bit of the yogurt. Now you could serve all of this on the side, but I like to do it on top because it looks awesome. And then, pardon my reach, I'm going to do little bits of avocado on here, just like that. I'm going to sprinkle on some of my parsley. Ooh, it's raining. And then we'll actually just pop on our lemon wedges, and you can serve it just like this and scoop it out, or you can plate it up on plates, however you like. Just a quick little note on shakshuka. So I just want to give people a little bit of the history that I know about it. So shakshuka is very popular in the Middle East, so baked eggs in a tomato sauce. Very popular in Israel, but it is actually not from there. It is originally a North African dish, and it usually contains a lot of spice. So we made a more mild at-home version that's super delicious, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. Here's what our lunch looks like all plated up. Not quite as pretty as in our cast iron skillet. But yeah, that's our video for baked eggs or shakshuka. And be sure to tune in next week for our next recipe. Maybe I'll show you how to make my homemade bread. Okay, bye guys.